for the start of a new season in St. Petersburg.
Last the first step. Nice job, boys. I can't thank you enough. Stay after it all day. Don't get frustrated. Do your job. We'll be right there. Green, green, green.
You drew a line in the sand.
Check your flag, Dave.
Woo! Catch me if you can. There's no way that I lost it. Here I am.
Enjoy this one, Jordan. This is tough work.
Here I am. Here I am.
Thank you so much, guys. We did it.
It's time to fire the engines. Let's go for the command.
Are you ready? It's time for those most famous words in all of sports. Please welcome tonight's Grand Marshal, Chairman of the Maricopa County Board of Supervisors, Denny Barney, as he gives the command.
Drivers, start your engines.
Green flags in the air.
If you were further back, you had no chance. They were pretty spread out as they go side by side. Pagano making a move.
Oh, and a rally on
Lotion.
turn one. Hard contact into the wall.
Michaela Lotion loses it down low. Marco
Oh, and they're piling
Andretti's
into
out.
him.
Several cars taken out. Marco Andretti.
The guy who made the move on the start was J.R. Hildebrand, but
Sebastian
Sebastian Bourdais here, big hit in the side pod.
Championship leader, Sebastian Bourdais.
And quite a few cars involved in this one. Didn't even get out of turn two.
I knew it was going to be a slick track. We just had a sprint car race, a 100-lap feature sprint car race about an hour ago. The track is cooling off. They had different rubber that has been laid down on the track. And we don't know exactly who initiated this whole thing, but somebody lost it, and it just was a chain reaction.
It was the 7, Paul, I believe, Michaela Lotion down low, and it just got away from him instantly. And
Look at all the
race
debris.
For Marco Andretti out.
Yeah, how disappointed has Marco Andretti been with this entire season? I know we're only into the 4th race, but he's shown brilliance. He's shown greatness in practice. He's done very well in qualifying, and then something has led to having just terrible finishes.
Graham Rahal's out of his car already. He's got damage. It's on the ground. He's got a flat tire, damage to the car, so he's going to end it.
Take a look at what happened. This is the initial start.
And up here is the 7 car of Michaela Lotion. Let's go ahead and roll here and see what happens. There goes a Lotion up ahead, and now he's going to just slide up the track, and Bourdais had nowhere to go. Hinchcliffe was coming down on Bourdais. No big deal. There would have been plenty of room had there not been a spinning car. Then down below, there's other people getting sideways. That's Marco Andretti. Not sure if he was hit, if he spun on his own. He probably had to just get on the brakes to check up.
Looked like Mikhail dove in here. Looked like he went. He's got Dixon on his side. He just lost it, flat out lost it. And he's had the eyes of the series chief steward on him. He's had some incidents with some other drivers this year and aggressive driving, and it just got away from him. Cold tires, slick track. Hunter Ray barely got around that, barely snuck by.
There were 4 wide behind him, and there's still guys coming in here that piled in.
Oh,
yeah, big
that was
hit
Graham
there.
Rahal trying to sneak through the middle of Max Chilton and the wrecking cars of Lotion and Marco Andretti. Here's a great shot from up above.
Yeah, he's got Dixon right on his hip there. And it just came out from under him.
So close for Rahal, almost getting through, and got tagged by McHale and sent him up into Marco Andretti. Riding along with Graham Rahal.
Low.
Oh, just trying to thread a needle.
We're out. I couldn't go any.
Both sides of the car got hit there.
Dale was thinking they were getting through, and then they did.
Dale was thinking that's expensive because Bourdais' car had a lot of damage, and that's the least funded team in the series right now, and they're leading the championship to the powerhouses like Ganassi and Penske, and he's the most underfunded team out there.
The initial start of the race, and there is debris everywhere as multiple cars involved in this first lap accident, including Sebastian Bourdais, the current point leader in the IndyCar series. And this time it's green.
Move by Pagenaud down the front straightaway on Hildebrand. You got to jump on him. Hildebrand lets him go. Wise move, JR. Just settle in and get the race going. They all made it through turn one, and look at this guy.
Battle for the lead. Will Power on the outside.
That's not Will Power. That's Joseph Newgarden trying to get by his teammate and assert his championship.
And I think Newgarden just showing Castroneves and the rest of the field, I'm going to be a force all night long. Get ready.
Joseph Newgarden falls back about 3 car lengths behind teammate Helio Castroneves. Will Power running third. We mentioned Simon Pagenaud making the move up to 4th on that restart.
As the sun now is setting, it's cooling down. The wind has picked up some more. The flags now are straight out. So these guys are trying to settle in now, get a feel for the car. They got some weird rubber that's been laid down. Lap times right now, 19.9. So pretty good pace right now for Castroneves.
Helio Castroneves, leader, coming down pit road. No mention of that vibration after he did mention it the very first time. Will Power coming down pit road, 4 tires, waiting on the fuel for Helio Castroneves, and a wing change as well.
Jared Hildebrand on pit road now at 21. Again, he has a broken left hand that he is racing with tonight. We see Will Power slide into his spot.
Rick, on the racetrack, Will Power had just lost the 3rd position to his teammate Simon Pagenaud. 7.5 on the stop for Will Power. He said, I don't want any wing changes. Everything I need to do, I can handle inside the car with the tools I have here. Simon Pagenaud still to come to pit road here. He was running 3rd when he doesn't come down pit road.
There's Joseph Newgarden in the Hum by Verizon colors. He wanted to change. The car is not handling as well as he wants it to. So a front wing adjustment. Newgarden said it's going to be tough to pass. So you've got to make up a spot when you can on pit road.
Kyle Moyer and Simon Pagenaud felt like they had a car that was very good on the older tires. Again, getting around their teammate a moment ago. They're going to make a very small wing adjustment, and that's it. Get the 4 fresh tires, 7-8 on the stop for the reigning champion.
Cycling through these green flag pit stops.
Big change there. Will Power just flashed right by his teammate as well as Castroneves. Right now, I think Power is in the lead effectively. We've got a couple cars that haven't pitted. We'll see as they cycle around, but I think Power on that pit stop exchange took the lead. So he had the fastest in and out laps, and he went from 4th now into the lead.
250 laps scheduled for Verizon IndyCar Series. They have completed 88 on lap 89 and now 90. And out in front, it is Will Power.
Big move by Hildebrand, wails it down the inside of Scott Dixon. That was huge.
That was with authority. I'm not sure if Dixon had a big issue out of 4, but Hildebrand is charging through the field. Up next, James Hinchcliffe, another Honda, coming right into the clutches of the Chevrolet.
Hildebrand was dogging Dixon for about 6 or 7 laps, looking for a way around, and he just went by. He said, I'm done, I'm going by. He's now all of a sudden right on the back of Hinchcliffe. Watch for him. He's really strong through 3 and 4. Watch him to make a move down the front straightaway.
J.R. Hildebrand, very impressive as a scholar. He was actually a National Merit Scholar. California native, was accepted out of high school with a 4.12 GPA to UCLA, Berkeley, and MIT was J.R. Hildebrand, but he decided racing was where he wants to go. Look at this.
Yeah, another nice pull. Nice run off of turn 2. Wow, no blocking by James Hinchcliffe, so that was nice, clean driving by these 2 young future stars of the sport.
Well, Joseph Newgarden has dropped a couple of spots. He was running 2nd before the round of pit stops, and we were hearing on the radio that he may have a problem with damage to his front wing.
So right now, it looks looks like Hildebrand is probably the strongest handling car and fastest car on the track, but it's just tough to get by. But he is the only guy in the field that's been passing cars and fast cars that are at the front of the pack.
Yeah, that's the key right there. He's passing the cream of the crop right now.
Yeah.
He's up there running against the best and trying to get by.
But the difference maker, I think, is going to be those in and out laps. And I think we've got more information up here as Dixon comes to pit lane than the strategists do down in the pits, Marty.
And guys, Scott Dixon coming down pit road very slowly at 50 miles an hour. Ryan Hunter-Reay going to pit right behind him. Dixon's just had too much understeer in the car. They did make it better on this run, but still just not where he wants it. It's going to be air pressure change, trying to get that car to free up a little bit. 7.6 on the south for Scott Dixon. Ryan Hunter-Reay leaving pit road as well with a car that is still very ill handling, Kevin.
Alexander Rossi also in the pits. He was dealing with a vibration on that last hit. The team is hoping that his new tires will fix that. Rick?
So a lot of action taking place on pit road now.
So critical. You see these burnouts when these guys, we see Joseph Newgarden come in with this broken wing. When they do a burnout, you can turn the tire, Kevin, and then put it out of balance.
And let's watch and see if they try to rip a piece off the left front. No, they just add a lot of wing to it, and Newgarden is away with Sunoco fuel.
That was like 3 turns of front wing, Towns, and 2 turns of front wing as we see Tony leave the pits. What I was saying is when you do a burnout with these tires, you can turn the tire on the rim and put the tire out of balance from where it was balanced. 98, you just heard that he's hit the wall.
Had the same issue last year.
Stay at the bottom, get to the bottom. Stay on the bottom.
You see the lettering is wiped off of the tires, so he got into the wall.
Outside.
Doesn't look like they're gonna go yellow for it. He might have just brushed the wall and kept going. This will put him multiple laps down with no yellow.
Probably knocked the toe out severely for him to be circulating that slow. Let's see what happened here. Alexander Rossi coming through turn 4. He's got his teammate Ryan Hunter-Reay, gets high up in the gray.
Yeah.
And there's the marbles I talked about earlier. As we get deeper into this race, it gets dirtier and dirtier offline. That's exactly like what happened to him.
This is not a good track for Rossi. He had a big crash in preseason testing here, and basically the exact same accident that you just saw.
And they're
finished his race last year. Probably going to have a bent toe link here.
Yeah, right rear guy pointing.
Switch it off. We're going to have to replace the bits there, but we'll fix it.
Looking at the suspension on that right rear.
And he'll go many laps down under green flag conditions here, sitting in the pits
Here's
like
our
that.
leader.
Here
Here's
comes
our
Will
leader
Power.
in the pit lane. Hall and Butt around the bottom. Pagano stays out. So we're going to see what happens. Castro Neves follows him in, as well as Hildebrand. So
And Hildebrand will be first to get into his pit stall, Katie.
Rick, and he's been the only one that's even been able to come close to breaking up the Penske party, and all with a broken hand, but not yet one complaint from J.R. Hildebrand. They're going to put some new Firestone. Oh, and we have a yellow. The pits are closed, all while J.R. Hildebrand has just made his stop, and that will be for Takuma Sato. Rick?
Yep, Takuma Sato hard into the wall.
Huge.
And sideways there.
that is really
Pagano.
That is really going to kill Pagano. That's going to put Pagano to the back of the field now and put him out of contention. So let's see where these guys cycle out.
I don't know, Paul, because does Pagano go a lap ahead because they were all in pit lane?
I think it went yellow too quick. I don't think he had enough time to gain a lap on the field.
Our monitors were showing that there were only 3 cars on the lead lap. We'll have to find out once that all cycles through. Those 3 cars were Pagano, Power, and Castro Neves.
Knocked both of these rims off. He must have hit the wall hard, because I've never seen a tire completely come off the bead like that on the front and the wheel still be intact.
Taking a look here at Takuma Sato, same thing as Rossi. Cold tires out of the pits, up in the gray, and just wallops the turn 4 wall. So we're watching, here's Sato going to get into the fence, already into the fence, coming down the front straight, and there's Pagano coming around in turn 4. There's J.R. Hildebrand, I think, in the pits right there, and that means his Penske teammates, Pagano's Penske teammates, would be on pit lane. So Pagano's a lap up on the field. How do you like that?
Well, I'm confused. I'm confused right now because usually when you get caught by the yellow, it really ruins your race. So I'm not
on a short oval.
Yeah.
I can tell you guys, I'm not going to straighten it out for you. I think Kyle Moyer down here, the strategist for Simon Pagenaud, also a little confused. They're talking about it on the radio, but here he is, all by his lonesome on pit road. Going to be 4 fresh tires. They said the car was better on that run, although they still have a little bit of understeer. You saw the very small wing adjustment. Simon Pagenaud leaves pit road, and in theory, on his very own lap, Rick.
Yeah, but as we mentioned, the field is going to be in front of him, so they're all going to be shown as on the lead lap when they start, but the second he crosses the start-finish line, then everybody else will be a lap down.
Correct. Massive advantage for Pagenaud.
Yeah. I'm still confused.
You forgot to carry the 1.
Yeah, you got to carry the 1. Whenever you do math, always make sure to carry the 1. And right now, the 1 is the defending series champion, Simon Pagenaud, in the 1. This right here is where Simon Pagenaud gets the lead. He takes the lead away, and while these cars are on pit road, the caution comes out. So drivers like Will Power, Helio Castroneves, J.R. Hildebrand, Joseph Newgarden, all of those drivers were on pit road when the caution came out. Pagenaud had the lead, but they get the wave around and will be able to come back behind Simon Pagenaud.
But Dixon, Hinchcliffe, Kanaan all now one lap down. Ouch.
So the cars that were on pit road, it was a benefit for them. A big benefit, obviously, for Simon Pagenaud because he was able to keep the lead that he had when the caution came out.
This right here is a smart move. Now that there's only 5 cars on the lead lap, Joseph Newgarden's going to peel off under yellow, put a fresh front wing on, make the adjustments he wants, and then only not lose any positions and still be in 5th place.
But
You called it, PT. It was a debate that was just decided about 30 seconds ago, and you can hear Joseph. Will they change tires? We'll watch and see. Right now, they're not planning on doing that. They're going to top off. They're going to change that wing. They had a long conversation about what actually is the problem. Joseph was asking, is it going to get worse? No, we don't think it's going to get any worse. You're just losing a little bit of downforce. But now, we've got a brand new ball game for Joseph Newgarden, who has been strong in the test, strong all weekend, and he's ready to fight again for a win, and only 5 cars on the lead lap.
So you would never do that if there was 18 cars on the lead lap because you'd lose all your track position. So very, very smart call.
Back to the green flag, and Simon Pagenaud, big move on the restart.
Big move by Kanaan. He's sliced by Hinchcliffe.
How about Hunter Ray getting raced? He trying to get his lap back, looking around the outside of Will Power.
A lot of guys fighting to get the lap back.
This is a problem for Will Power. You don't want to get too racy with these guys that are a lap down, but you can't give up position either. So he's going to have to race these guys, and his teammate is out front. Will Power makes a move down on the inside of Hinchcliffe.
And again, Will Power running second to Simon Pagenaud.
Yeah, you can't get stuck racing all these guys and let your teammate get away, as we see.
Didn't take him long, Paul. Joseph Newgarden charging back to the front. Now he's already working on J.R. Hildebrand. Is that possible? Wow.
Yeah, they're on the same lap, so he's now fighting for position. That's a battle for the 4th.
Will Power coming down pit road right now, Rick.
Well, he was the best in the field on the first round of stops under green flag, so Will Power is the measure for out and in laps as he comes to his pit box.
And again, the gap was about 5 seconds. Katie.
And J.R. Hildebrand was trying to follow the lead of what the Penske cars in front of him were doing. He's battling some understeer, so they're going to take a half a turn of front wing out, as you see it there. Marty?
Katie, pretty simple on the radio. Will Power, they asked him, do you want any changes? He was quick to say, nope. Everything I can do inside the race car. So no changes here for Will Power, who clearly feels like he has a very good car. And a quick stop for the 12 bucks, 7.5 on the stop. Helio Castroneves coming down pit road this time. He's been struggling a little bit more with this race car than his teammate Will Power. They are again going to do a front wing change. You guys heard the radio conversation, and that was indeed a yes from Helio Castroneves that he wants that wing change. You see it on both sides of the front wing, and a little bit longer on his stop than it was for Will Power. Simon Pagenaud going 1 lap longer than everybody else. He has done that all evening long. We'll see if that pays off for Pagenaud coming down pit road, who led here. Remember, we mentioned a moment ago, couple of years ago, he had never driven on an oval. Here he is with a chance to win his first ever oval race. They've been very happy with the car on this run. A little bit of understeer he's been fighting all day long, but that clean track position certainly helps. He comes down pit road. He gets those 4 fresh Firestone tires, Sunoco fuel as well. Waiting on that fuel and quick on the stop. 7-1 for Simon Pagenaud. Could be a race-winning stop.
And he had about a 5-second lead over Will Power, who's on the front straightaway, about to go into turn 1. No need to really push it for Pagenaud, but Power's going for it.
It's going to close the gap here. It was 5 seconds, but he's got a couple lap cars here.
He's okay. He's okay. He just needed to make sure he didn't make a mistake there. He had a nice gap, and he maintained it.
During the commercial break, we had Ryan Hunter-Reay got passed by Hildebrand right here, and he got up high in the gray, lost the front end, and you see just barely grazed the wall. He came on the radio, and he wasn't very happy.
Not a lot of marbles, really, PT. It's just sort of like the dust from the Haboob the other night. Yeah. It's just a really light, fine. Oh,
that's close. That's Joseph Newgarden. Might have done the same thing as Ryan Hunter-Reay. Might have got high. He's coming in. Damage. He's got wing damage, so I don't know if he tried to pass somebody and touch them, but he's got another broken wing. And Hunter-Reay.
I'll bet the two had contact.
Ryan Hunter-Reay also coming to pit road.
Now he's got that outside winglet, which is broken just like the inside one earlier. So both sides of that wing this race have been damaged, and that's going to put him 2 or 3 laps down.
Kevin.
So the second wing change as we see Ryan Hunter-Reay also on pit lane. Newgarden changing it for the second time. He still maybe had something because he was still saving fuel, and Tim Cindric had just said with 20 to go, we're going to turn it up again. So Newgarden's chance to get a good result is gone. He's going to go a lap down, Marty.
Tell Ryan Hunter-Reay slides to a stop in a stall. What happened was, guys, he hit the wall pretty hard in between 1 and 2. And remember, he grazed it a little while ago, but hit it pretty hard this time. And you hear the command, shut the engine off. The night over for Ryan Hunter-Reay. Damage too significant, and we're closing in on the finish. 25 to go very quickly, Rick.
Yeah, something broke in the right rear there.
I'll tell you what, we see Newgarden here racing with somebody. He touched Ryan Hunter-Reay. So, you know, he's gone through 2 wings this night. I was usually the guy at Penske that damaged a lot of front wings in a race. So he's done some damage to the front wings tonight.
You know what I was thinking? How many of these teams outside of Penske would have 3 front wings available on pit lane? That's Penske preparation. For a road course, yeah. For a short oval, that's impressive.
So now with that happening, there are only 4 cars on the lead lap. Simon Pagenaud, Will Power, Jared Hildebrand, and Helio Castroneves.
Hildebrand benefited from that because he got around Castroneves, and now he's looking at his first podium. If he can hang on, he's had a fast car all night, and he's clear by quite a way of Castroneves now.
I think Hildebrand really impressing. It's his first Phoenix start right here and already running in the top 3.
I wonder if maybe it was a mistake for Newgarden to pit because it looked more damaged than it was. It was really just a piece of debris pressed onto the right front of his wing.
He could have just stayed going and continued to run 4th because there's only 4 cars on the lead lap, and that cost him 2 laps, and now he's in 10th place.
Plate and 8 screws. J.R. Hildebrand, broken hand, has been the car to beat in traffic. He is so racy tonight, and he's all over the back of Power.
Let's see if he can get by that 12 of Will Power. That is for the 2nd spot.
He's got his owners in front of him, so I will guarantee you that Ed will try to help his teammate out here. Ed will make it difficult for Power to get by, and maybe that'll allow JR to get a nice run on him. He's been so strong off the corners.
So if you're going to play the devious mind, Paul, the way to do this is to check up in the middle of the corner a bit, breathe it if you're Ed Carpenter, and that'll allow JR to get a run.
Well, don't broadcast that out over the radio.
Oh, you know this, huh, Townsend?
This is probably one of JR's best races he's had in his career, other than the Indy 500, which went away from him on the last lap in the last corner. He was on his way to win the Indy 500, and just heartbreak. It almost ended his career. He waited around and waited around for an opportunity and finally got it this year. And now with a broken hand is going to end up on the podium, it looks like, and maybe 2nd place.
He still has to try to fight it away from Will Power. Will Power in front of him, the 36-year-old with 29 career wins. 16 of those wins for Will Power have come on street courses, but he has had success on ovals as well. As we continue to watch J.R. Hildebrand and Will Power as they're under 4 laps to go now. Pagano still with a huge lead, 9 seconds.
Carlos Munoz there ahead of Will Power, and J.R. Hildebrand is going to be studying the every move of Munoz and Power. Where can I make a last lap move? Maybe 2 laps to go. Here he is.
He's got to run, so he might get a pick here.
He's got to do it now. Less than a minute to go in this race. Under 3 laps to go. 2 to go now as Pagano's already crossed the start-finish line.
This is where he's been strong, is off of 4, and he's sliced down the inside of Scott Dixon and Castro Neves, so he's got 1 more lap to do this. Another strong run off of 2. White flag for Simon Pagano. 13-second lead.
Less than a mile to go for Simon Pagano. Pagano with 8 career wins coming into this race. None of those have ever been on an oval.
Oh, this could be good coming to turn 3 for J.R. Hildebrand. Great run out of turn 2.
Great battle for second, but coming out of turn 4, Simon Pagano's going to win at Phoenix.
Good job, little bud. Good job.
Fight for second. Will Power, he's going to be able to hang on. And J.R. Hildebrand, what a finish for the man with a broken left hand. Crew celebrating. Pagano, 2016 IndyCar champion. And it just took 4 races into the 2017 season for him to get his first win of this season. And Simon Pagano now on top of the point standings and gets his first win of 2017 and his first ever win on an oval.
Rick, you can tell he just appreciates this one a little bit more. The 32-year-old from France. And in your illustrious career, did you ever think you'd hear the words, "You've won at an oval"? Where does this one rank on the career accomplishment list?
Those were the longest 50 laps of my life. I have a button on the steering wheel to check the lap count. Yeah. Every laps, I was pressing a button.
Probably more numbers would go off, right?
Yeah, exactly. It was the most stressful end of the race I've ever lived, but the car was just phenomenal. You know, it was an incredible day for the Menards car. Chevy did an incredible job with the aero package for these kind of tracks and on the engine as well. Since the beginning of the season, we worked so closely. It's been fun, I have to say. And obviously, thanks to Verizon as well for all the support that they give us. But I gotta tell you, I mean, this is just incredible. For me, it's yeah, this is my best win, you know, because it's so strategic to win on an oval. You have to really study what the others are doing, how your car is responding, adjust it during the race to be good at the end. And today was just exactly the perfect day, so I couldn't be any happier.
Growing up, you never raced on ovals. Obviously, the first one was a test at Texas just a couple of years ago. How hard?
Actually.
With Townsend, that's right.
Yeah.
He took credit, by the way.
Yeah, I'm sure he can. He can. He taught me a lot, actually, that year. You know, we were teammates in Indianapolis at Schmidt, and he's the gasser, man. He just goes full throttle everywhere, and he taught me a lot.
Talk to me about this pass on Will Power and how tough he was, because you knew all evening long he had a great car.
Yeah, Will was great, and I gotta say, big respect. You know, it was a great respect between teammates. Will was struggling a little bit on the exit of 4. My car was phenomenal all night out of 4, and I was trying to time a run. He had a slight mistake, and I took my chance, but he gave me plenty of room. Between teammates, that's what you want to see, and I gotta say hat off to him and to the whole team. Every 4 cars were phenomenal this weekend.
I know you said the biggest win of your career, but tell me about, you could tell you enjoyed it because you had an impromptu visit with the fans. Was that just off the cuff or what?
I'm so excited. I mean, this is just, I don't know if you can see it, but I am so excited about this win. For me, it's been a long time coming, you know. I had to relearn everything. Oval for me was completely unknown. So when you're 25 years old and you have to relearn everything, it's not that easy, but I think now it's coming.
And you're in familiar territory, the new championship leader, by the way.
Yes, I like to be proud of that #1, and have a great result like that is very important after you win a championship.
Congratulations, Simon Pagano, his first oval win.
The IndyCar Grand Prix, Saturday, May 13th on ABC.